Well, hi folks. My name's Mike Norris. I'm your host in this little video on business cash flow, how to free it up in hard times. Not always an easy topic, ladies and gentlemen, but one that sometimes we really do need to confront. As an attorney here in Indianapolis, I see a lot of these situations and have, for 33 years in practicing law, given advice on these rather sticky issues. Now, in a situation where the cash flows are not working, let's just start from the fundamentals. We know only two things create better cash flow, and I don't have to tell you what they are. One is more income. Thinking in a more expansive way, more income doesn't have to come necessarily from the same line of business. Perhaps a spouse is working or can be working because you really think this business is going to make it. I'm going to caution you, though, against loans. The fact that you can get loans doesn't mean this business is solvent. A business, first and foremost, has to be solvent, have a reasonable chance of being solvent, or there's no sense in getting loans. They cloud your thinking, and of course, if they're from folks that you really care about, they can create embarrassment in relationships. Of course, more income is the one thing that creates cash flow, but less expense is, frankly, many times the more practical way to create cash flow. Can assets be sold to pay down loans? This can be a critical issue. Can assets be sold to obtain working capital if you know this is just a short season and things will come back in a few months? Frankly, though, as painful as it is, I would recommend to most folks who come to see me, and I've interviewed thousands, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, I would recommend to you cutting overhead. It's personally painful, but has a predictable result. It's the gift that keeps on giving. When you let one office or one employee go every month, you won't have that salary payment, you won't have that rent payment. That becomes a big issue over time. But if we look at the issue of, yes, but can I get more income from this business, not from extraneous sources, selling assets, from the work of a spouse, from cutting expense? How can I get more income from this business? Well, there's only a couple of ways really this could work. Old accounts are going to have to buy more. But in this economy, it's not happening all that often unless a business is expanding. And we don't have a lot of customers, frankly, right now that are expanding. So that's probably not the best way to go. New accounts are, of course, marketing intensive. New accounts are, of course, marketing intensive. And the danger here is if we're looking to new accounts, this obviously will increase our expense, either time or money. You'll spend more time on the marketing, or you will spend more money on the marketing. And since time is money, your greatest resource is your time and ability to think. The idea that a bunch of new accounts are going to come flocking in may not be all that realistic. Most importantly, we can't get our eye off the ball. We've got to watch the cash flow as it is right now. And I want to tell you an old story about two brothers who had a business selling hay. As the one brother was up in the loft throwing the bales down to the other brother who was in the flatbed truck, as the bales rose to an appropriate level, the one brother jumped into the truck and said, "Okay, I gotta go. Don't talk to me anymore. It's time to get this show on the road. We need to make some money." The other brother, from up in the loft, yelled down, "Look, I've been telling you, we can't keep buying hay at $1 a bale and selling it at $1 a bale." Well, the other brother wasn't listening much, had already started the truck, slammed it into gear. As he was going out of the barn, he yelled back behind him, "See, I told you we should have gotten a bigger truck." That's the problem, ladies and gentlemen. Many of us think a little more volume when we're selling at a loss will make the difference. Oftentimes, it just won't. So if we can't get more income, there must be less expense. This is a critical issue to look at. Which vendors are least needed? If other suppliers can meet your needs, or a supply of this particular commodity is not necessary,
perhaps these are the vendors who first you must look at. Which vendors will allow longer payment terms? Maybe you've been paying them on the month, they'll allow you 60 days or 90 days. But you must ask and explain to all of your vendors. There's no need to talk about bank balances or assets. That's not the issue. But the issue they need to know about is you're in a cash flow dilemma and you have some plans to rectify it. Facing the truth, telling people the truth, is the best way to run any small business. Ignore the intimidation and threats. Quite frankly, fellas like myself deal with it all day long, and we just have to let it roll off our backs. Turnips still don't bleed much. You know the old saying, you can't squeeze blood out of a turnip. Most of the turnips I know, my clients, myself on occasion, hey, I don't bleed all that much. What if suits and collectors are driving you crazy? Well, in that case, get an attorney who understands the good, the best parts of your business, the potential, the bad, how sometimes it's seasonal and just doesn't work, and the ugly, that if things don't get better, this may be a business that's not around for long. Have the attorney handle the calls from the collectors. Have him help with strategy. Dealing with a lawyer who hopefully runs his own business, who can help you understand how a small business is run, how to deal with the tough times. This is a major bolster and support at a time when you might be a little bit upset, a little bit confused. Shoot for long haul results. The issue is not just dodging calls. Devise a pro forma, some sort of a cash flow plan so you can understand in one cash flow scenario we'll do this, but if we have less cash flow we'll do that, and if we have even less cash flow, here's how we'll do an orderly liquidation. There should be a marketing plan, of course, to try to bring in the new accounts or to try to have the older accounts buy more, but don't waste too much time on the marketing. The what-if analysis is key to your peace of mind. Of course, I recommend in these frustrating times that you save a few dollars and get yourself competent legal counsel. Well, they can't eat you. Think about it. They can take some assets, certainly, but they can't eat you. You will live to fight another day. I've seen it time and time and time again in my practice representing clients over 32 years. Prudent management is best. It's best for the creditors so you can get them more money. It's best for the health of your business. It's best for your family. Try to think in the long haul. Obviously, you want everyone paid over time. This is the primary goal. Remain determined and thankful. Gosh, even if the business isn't working that well, you've still got some great relationships in your life, some past good times that are great memories, and show you didn't screw up everything all the time. And remain thankful that with some good health, you've got the ability to have hope in the future. Well, I'm Mike Norris. I want to thank you for listening. I practice law here in Indianapolis. You can reach me if you have questions or concerns, mike@mikenorrislaw.com. Of course, our phone number should also be noted. We're happy to give you a quick thought or two over the phone, even in a complex matter. Try to make it simple for a few practical points of guidance. We have put out some other YouTube videos. I think they're interesting in this financial area for consumers and small businesses. We do a lot of that kind of work and try to be educational. I've had a radio show for 5 years in the past and was a college professor for 6 years. I love the educational aspects. The goal is to have you not worry too much. I blog on mikenorrislaw.com, and that's about all we can say for now, folks. I hope you have a great day.